Hello Scorpio, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Scorpio for the week of March 28th. Now Scorpio, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now Scorpio, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that is not me, that's someone impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and see what we have going on here for you, Scorpio. Now, I will be back with my normal deck of cards in the future, but I felt guided to use the Rider-Waite Tarot this week. It also works with the wood grain background a little bit better, so that is that. Now, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Hitting those buttons really help my channel grow in a big way, and you'll get weekly, monthly, and bonus content from me if you do hit subscribe. So let's go ahead and make sure we're all set up. I think that looks good to me, and we'll put the deck right there. All right, Scorpio, challenge ahead, but that's okay. You have everything that you need to work through whatever challenge is being brought forward for you here in this week. For some of you, why is the word conflict resolution coming in? The word conflict resolution is coming in. This is going to be important for you in the future. There is somebody in your energy that is a tough communicator. For some of you, there's someone in your energy that's a tough communicator. For others, there's someone in your energy that's really annoying, and they're annoying because they are, how do I say this? They're opinionated, but they also are very succinct with their communication. Like whatever this person doesn't really give room for a lot of extra. There's almost no budging with this person, is what I feel like saying. Let's go ahead and dive into this a little bit more. It's a specific message. It's a specific message, but it's something that's coming forward. You have the Eight of Swords in the middle. So this middle card here helps lay out the context of the reading. And the Eight of Swords is somebody who's like blindfolded, right? They can't see the road ahead. They're having a hard time with their clarity, with their vision. And the reason is because they're in this self-imposed imprisonment. Okay, the thing about the Eight of Swords is each one of these swords represents a thought, and they're wrapping around this person just like the wraps here as well. And so for you, this is about trying to cut through some type of internal mental situation here. The good news is with the Eight of Swords is you have all of the tools to get yourself out. Okay, because this is something that this is a limitation of your mind. Okay, this is a limitation that you are placing on yourself at this time. You also have a decent amount of swords cards here. 3 of the 5 initial cards are swords. And so swords do represent communication, logic, rationality, things of that nature. Now in the past, you have this Queen of Swords and the Hanging Man. So the Queen of Swords, I'm getting like this communication issue with this Page of Swords, but the Queen of Swords, you know, this can be somebody who in their shadow, right, or like in the reverse meaning, this can be somebody who is very challenging to deal with, because the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Swords can cut you to shreds with their words, okay? They can use their words for good or for bad. And so some of you may be dealing with somebody who's like that, but also some of you may be dealing with somebody who's maybe a little bit different, okay? Take it as it resonates, Scorpio. Now, what this also could be saying is there could also be a very clear message here, which in the past you've had to let go of something. The reason being is this Hanged Man, this is about a sacrifice. The Hanged Man needs to give something up to get something else. The Queen of Swords, they take their sword and they cut through whatever's no longer serving them. The Queen of Swords will cut the cable here and start free falling. Queen of Swords is ready for the challenge. Queen of Swords is ready for whatever's next. The Hanged Man right now, in their current form, is not. And so for some of you here, you've had to really let go. You've had to cut through the noise. You've had to cut through the drama. You've had to cut through something. And in doing that, in that letting go process, that's probably maybe put you in this future situation, which we're going to talk about now. So in the future here, you do have this Page of Swords and the Five of Wands. So it's possible that for some of you, sorry for bumping the camera there. For some of you, it's almost like you've drawn a line in the sand, and now there's a bit of a situation with somebody. Okay, as you've let go, you've done something that's good for you, but this may not exactly be optimal for someone else, and that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you have to put yourself first. Okay, that's just part of like life. That's part of the experience here on planet Earth. Like sometimes you have to, like, you can't always be trying to find the optimal moment for someone else and for you. And what I feel like is happening here is you have this Five of Wands, this conflict in the future. It's important that conflict resolution is going to be important for you in the future. I was getting that message here at the opening, and it may be stressing you out a little bit because you have this Page of Swords. This is somebody who's opinionated. This is someone who has all of I'm sure you've worked with people, like maybe you've worked in an office, or maybe you've worked in a different setting where, one of your colleagues always has something to say. They always have an opinion on something, and they always feel like they have the right way of doing something. That's the Page of Swords. This is also like little brother, little sister energy as well, like annoying energy here. That could also be the case, like, they mean well, you love them, but it's also like that annoying little brother, little sister energy. That type of thing going on with the Page of Swords could also be present. But the point being is this can represent delays or news of disappointment, or even in this case, challenging communication as well, especially with the Five of Wands present. Something around you needing to delicately handle a situation, okay? Delicately handle a situation. Let's move up the pyramid here. You have the Ten of Wands. You have the Three of Swords. Page of Pentacles. And the Chariot. Okay, so I like the Chariot a lot. I like the Page of Pentacles a lot. And to me, you are absolutely, you're overcoming this problem in the future. So I like that you're coming to successful conflict resolution in the future. The Ten of Wands here is, this is about somebody who's sort of reached the end of the road. They've reached the end of the journey. And it shows you that you have a little bit more to go. There's more work ahead. But you have experience and you know what you're doing. Each one of these wands that this person is carrying represents experience earned or knowledge gained along the way. And so, yeah, there's work ahead, but there's also the experience that you have and that you need to work to be able to dig in and do that work. And, this isn't your first rodeo. You know what you're doing here. So, it may bring a burden, but the thing is, this is actually behind you. This is showing up in the previous position here. You do have this Three of Swords as well. Three of Swords, that talks about separating from something. Now, this can be obviously a heartbreak. You can see the Three Swords in the heart. Obviously, this can bring the end of a relationship, like a romantic relationship. I actually just wasn't getting that. It may mean that there's challenging communication between you and your significant others in this reading, but for whatever reason, I was getting this energy of like something to do with like more of a life situation, like more of like a life or a career or a work situation where it's like you have to have a conversation with somebody. Some of you may just be afraid here of hurting somebody. Some of you may be afraid of telling someone the truth, or just like being honest about how you feel about a situation. That could be what's causing this mental interference here with this Eight of Swords, this need to let go here with the Hanged Man. You then have this Page of Pentacles as well, which is really nice. So you do have double pages, which means, again, 2 or more pages in a reading for me means it's going to be a communicative time of the week. This is going to be a communicative period of time for you. And the reason being is pages are messengers, right? The Page of Pentacles brings in potentially money, or it could bring in material support. It could bring in news that there's something available to you. Generally, the Page of Pentacles says that your prospects are looking good. And so it's kind of hard for me to see how this challenging communication would bring in money. Instead, what I feel like this is saying is that there's probably successful conflict resolution that like increases your prospects in life or increases your prospects in whatever you're currently focused on. The Chariot says that you will successfully overcome an obstacle, and you'll do it with skill, you'll do it with success. So it's very good to get this Chariot card with these other cards here. Let's move up the pyramid. So you have the Empress, you have the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. So double sevens here. The Empress is, that's mother energy. It's like the mother archetype. I do wonder, for some of you, this may be with your mother. Here as well, this could certainly be the case. For some of you, this could be a family energy. I wasn't really getting that until just that mother, but I don't know if that's going to be the case for everybody. But what the Empress does say is that you have an abundance of resources. It's a major card of abundance if it's not referring to you as a mother or motherhood or your mother or whatever the case may be. If it's not that, it's a major card of abundance. It's a major card of nurturing something into existence, whether that's a project, a path, an opportunity. Quite literally, it is a fertility sign if it's maybe, it has to be combined with other energies which you don't have. So I don't think that's it, but anyway, that's abundance here. You have the resources and the support available to deal with this situation here. The Seven of Wands is competition. I mean, this is very clear to me that it's probably work, life, or career related that you're dealing with. Some of you, it could, like a smaller percentage, it may be family. It may even be like in-laws. Okay, some of you, it may be in-laws, like a challenging mother-in-law, whatever the case may be. That could certainly be the case. But you do have this Seven of Pentacles here as well. Seven of Pentacles is like really about long-term success, long-term growth, long-term investments paying off. You can see that this person has accumulated a harvest, and they're deciding on whether right now is the right time to take the harvest or if they should continue allowing it to grow for a little bit. So it can bring a change in direction. But it can also represent profit taking, and it can represent maybe even you planting a seed for long-term abundance or long-term wealth. Is a very good card. So you have the Five of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. So I really love to see that, okay? Because the Five of Swords, there is clear, I mean, you are pulling some challenges here. There's no question about it with all of these swords energies, which again, this is about communication between you and another person in your life. And again, it could be someone in your life, it could be someone, your colleague, which I guess technically in your life, if you work with them every day. But you know what I'm saying? So the Five of Swords is like, some of you may be concerned about losing something, but here's what I have to tell you. This is a pretty clear combination. This person is losing potentially. The Five of Swords might be losing, but the Six of Pentacles is giving. All right, you can see that there's outflow here going on. You can see that this person's giving pentacles away. Here's the deal. As you give, you receive. As you know, so for some of you, it's like you maybe are needing to give time to somebody, and you may be viewing this as a loss, okay? Or you may need to say something, like you may need to give somebody a new perspective, and you're viewing this as a loss, when instead, this eventually will come back around to you. Let's see what else we have going on here. Let's see what's at the top of the pyramid. Wow, you have the Six of Swords. You have the Six of Swords. So pretty incredible. The Six of Swords is a transition to a new place. It's going to calmer shorelines. I think the key here is that, look, you can see the boats in choppy water, right? And so, yeah, it does say that maybe waters have been choppy, especially as the Five of Swords comes before it, but you have calmer shorelines available to you. You will come up with this conflict resolution successfully. You do have this Nine of Wands. Do not be reserved. Do not be timid. Do not be shy at this time. Do not resist having the important conversation that you need to have. Stand your ground here and realize that it's okay to draw a line in the sand, Scorpio. I think that's what I have here for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. Take care, and I'll see you in the next reading.